Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, riveting, and amazing Propagandacast with your host, Pearl Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda. We're off here till 1 vs 1 on Kholodny Ferma. If you can't believe it's Kholodny Ferma, well, it is. I don't know why I said that. I know there's a joke in there somewhere, just got lost on the way. It's probably somewhere around Minsk at the moment. Anyways, in the west it is Medic fighting here for the Oberkommando West. Germany and Deutschland taking on the role here of the 1st SS Panzerdivision with elite armor. Grand Offensive and Scavenge. Actually, yeah, Scavenge Triple Infantry Vest. These is Baoliang fighting for America, freedom, and democracy. Taking on the role here of the 2nd Armored Division with Recon Support. Featuring raid tactics, INR Pathfinders, airdrop combat groups, the M8 Greyhound, and cluster bombs, which will infantry there as well for him. And as always, please remember to like, subscribe, and share, and press that bell button. That would make me very happy, and of course help me in my casting job here. Also, big thanks to my patron supporters, without which this episode and so many others would not be possible as well. Thanks to you, you are certainly part of my success. So, you too can join the ranks by donating or pledging on Patreon, and links in the description. In the south, we got recent ground the southern fuel point. In the north, we got full standing up Sandbag Sea. Note Medic is going for a pretty unorthodox, I would say, spread approach. So I think with the Sturmpanzer planning to pressure Baoliang around his fuel point here, but at the same time, he's not putting a lot of focus in the north. In fact, he's dispatching more forces southward. So interesting up there to some degree for Medic, though. Interesting in this case, I'm not entirely sure what else to call it, but there you go. As soon as he's, I think, ascertained that Baoliang's got most of his force in the north, he goes for the southern fuel point of the Sturmpanzers. I think what he's trying to do is disrupt Baoliang's overall sort of mental plan here and just force him to suddenly react to this southern push here. But of course, if he doesn't get the northern fuel point, the question of course is what they'll do long term. But there you go, Rapid Jack and the football across open ground. They take a lot of damage. In fact, they're down to half health. But up close, the Rapid do enjoy a significant firepower advantage. As you can see there, the Rapid are steadily beating their Volksgrenadiers because in the end, up close, Rapid just enjoy much more firepower than the Volksgrenadiers do. And there's a bigger disparity here, for example, between Grenadiers and Riflemen, where the Riflemen basically have 50% more DPS at close range. Which, of course, when you then add in the fact there's only 4 Grenadiers as 5 Riflemen, really just highlights the utter disparity. In fact, they might even be more now that they buff the Riflemen up close. Which I don't think they did buff that way. But yeah, still, suddenly notable difference there. Medic there, scattered approaches, got punished here by Baoliang. Again, he's not even getting this on the field point that's clearly fighting for it. He's trying, I think, to bait in the Pathfinders in 1-1 engagement, quite powerful due to their marksman rifle. See, they're quick to just pop off the Sturmpanzers. Any slight wounds, and they just quickly drop dead here thanks to the marksman there in the unit. Still, the Sturmpanzers finally able to do some damage here, but it's come at a high cost here for Medic. Very high cost. Moving about here, so he's very much focused on the southern fuel, and there you go. Grayson's right, need to focus on the Pathfinders. Except the Volks are very slow to turn around there. But there you go, 3 Volks versus 2 Rifles from the Pathfinders. Imagine Baoliang, in fact, is probably going to be taking up Sun Aviation already. In fact, there we go, Company Command Post, track on the way there for Medic. He's got the southern field, so yeah, his gamble in the end paid off here versus Baoliang. Meanwhile, Baoliang's northern push has effectively also paid off, because in both cases, neither side was defending the other one very hard. But there you go, 2 Volks squad here versus Rifle squad there up north. We got moving about here, we got Scavenge for Medic, definitely a bit of the rare doctrines with Thorough Salvage, the Flak Panzer for Ostwind, Jaeger Light Infantry Consquads, Infiltration Tactics, and the 105mm Howitzer Barrage. Which is a fun fact, if you have enough munitions, it actually becomes even more impressive that they had to nerf it because at one point it was utterly insane. So they just nerfed it down. You can't have a lot of munitions, it becomes, more impressive, but it's not just like, apparently every German artillery battery on the entire Western Front just begins hammering at one point, which it was at one point. So we'll have to see if we get to see the Ostwind, which is slightly interesting for the Oberkommando because, unlike the Wehrmacht one, of course, this one has 2 more levels of veterancy, which does make it a bit more impressive. In the south aviations, Pathfinder going for the southern fuel point there. Medic doesn't have a lot of forces here, so he's going to have to, at least most stall here, Baoliang in the south. No ban. Oh, there we go. We get the ban gun off there on the Pathfinders, but still he's taking so much damage. Of course, again, the Pathfinders just can so quickly kill. We also got the Captain out signaling to Medic. Of course, he has to worry about anti-aircraft attacks, anti-tank guns, and of course, pack up. There we go, raid tactics, allowing his infantry to see further, but also allows the vehicle to grab points faster. Of course, he's got no light vehicles out there. Of course, might have been a misclick here, or might have been a misunderstanding. Who knows? But the infantry itself does not grab points faster with this. I believe they actually used to, but it's definitely in the light vehicles now. Though again, if you do have a light vehicles, this is a really great ability for just 40 munitions. Captain grabbing the northern munitions or southern nations point here. And as of course you prescribe to certain Australian theories of what is actually north. Anyway, Sturmpanzer going in for the captain in the south. Up close. Sturmpanzer should take and have a chance for the captain with the south. Well, if the captain dies, so the Sturmpaniers definitely win this one. So the captain's the one with the Thompson. And once that he dies, the DPS significantly swings in favour of the Sturmpaniers. In this case, it's still incredibly close here between the two. Good lord. And in the end, the Sturmpanier wins a brutal battle that ends up with everyone but one man dead. We got Raven towards us in the path link for the cuff point there. Medic's still doing his best to disrupt Baoliang's fuel flow. Very good. Battlefield headquarters up there. Medic's on the way as well. We'd like to see if he goes for a flat calf track. Meanwhile, no sign of mechanized command post here for Baoliang. In fact, he went for the lieutenant as well. Interesting move there. So that means 50 cals as well. But does beg the question if he actually plans to go for any light vehicles here versus medic. Here in the north, folks moving about there. Ground is further northern point. This one we want to lay down some sandbags in there. Right pursuing the Jaegers in the centre and the south folks with the rear flanks. Of course, need to upgrade those Jaegers with the G43, in which points they do more or less act like the Pathfinders, except they only have one marksman rifle, so they can't quite as quickly kill or mods in some ways. So of course, they do have a lower threshold for finishing off wounded men compared to the Pathfinders. But again, Pathfinders do just have a bit more there. But anyways, troops reinforcing, adding the G43 as well, very good, or sehr good. Bet you 2 Sturmpans going for the rifle squad. That's definitely going to be a problem there for Raven. Have to retreat. Going for the carve point, good moves. Going for the southern fuel point again. Both players aggressively rational and both looking to sort of gain that vital fuel control over the other bastard. We got Sturmpans with the Pathfinders. We got 5 kills on them, close to 2 there already. Back here, troops reinforcing. And we got the weapon racks on the way there for Baoliang. BARs and bazookas aplenty. Kicking open the arsenals of the United States Army. Sturmpans between the Pathfinder, trying to make use of the train to minimize incoming fire. And there you go, force retreat, 10 kills. Once they get to Betty Fleet, they become quite potent with a significant accuracy bonus, which is going to be a real problem there for Baoliang's infantry. Plus, already now they have access to the concussive grenade, which if used correctly can also be quite disruptive versus Baoliang. Back here, Fulk's going to be setting out. No sign of a flat calf attack from Medic. Southern fuel point there once more claimed, though not quite connected. So back here, we got the bazookas up there. Baoliang clearly concerned about the possibility of light vehicles here from Medic. Be they Lux, flat calf track, or Puma. He wants to be ready. Bring up there steadily. Medic not rushing into that one recklessly. Moving towards the center point here. Connecting up the southern point. Setting up mines as well there. Very good. Sturmpanier escort, they're done with the mine. Flag half take halfway done. The south, we got the rifle target and the full community jumps in support. Could actually chuck a infiltration grenade assault here. Catch Baoliang off guard with it. Sturmpanier moving as well there. Did not go for it in the end. Baoliang is forced to concede ground there. Yeah, not quite working out there in the end. Finding around the center, the bazooka team opening up the full communities. Cancels the flag half check at the start of the bazookas, deciding, you know what, I've got better things to do. And goes instead for the MU-34 solution. The Sturmpanier is here, bit of a bad call of a Medic again, but he managed to salvage it. Up here, final continue between Medic and Baoliang as well. A lot of back and forth here. So I imagine Medic is just going to try and take out faster. Instead, go for some medium armor, since the flak half tank, could try and take on the bazooka team, but there's a good chance you're in one mistake. And the flak half track is just, a flat half track. So, sensible, I think, move there by Medic, basically just avoiding that risk at all and just instead trying to take up faster, push for some medium armor, or theoretically try and rush on Oswind. Sturmpanier is there close to 3 Greyhounds over here for Baoliang. Probably why I went for Lieutenant Captain, you could just, skip taking up and just rely on the light vehicles, maybe the airdrop combat group. And then save up more resources for, say, a major at a faster pace. Medic's going to get like Kevin to do with that Greyhound if he does go for it, others should take up. Going from the northern victory point, the south centre here, we got the rifle pushing back the full Grenadiers. Troops advancing once more for the German army. For freedom and democracy, Baoliang's still moving about there. Not quite grabbing the southern fuel point, going for the car point first. Heading about, they note the way he's taking the path here. Also avoids any prying eyes there from Medic, except maybe from the Jaegers. Just then go for the fuel point, thumbs up there. And we do get the airdrop combat group for Baoliang. That means a pack howitzer and a paratroop escort. That's going to be able to hit there for Medic for Deutschland. Up here, Jaegers are catching Lieutenant here. Closing in on veteran too rapidly. Lieutenant only needs to be careful here. And we go, one more man down to 3. Casualties quickly spike up in a few moments. Jaeger takes a loss. Worth noting though, apparently not the entire unit's shooting here. In fact, only one guy is. He may want to maneuver the unit a bit better. Hard to say at times there when the unit's actually fully in combat. Can be a bit unclear from time to time. This is great for Baoliang, of course, but for Medic, this really sucks. There you go. Realize it moves up the entire Jaeger squad. Had they been up there, obviously this would have gone a lot faster, but here we are. Here we got the focus of the paratrooper squad. Probably going to go for brown light machine guns since they do add some significant anti-infantry firepower there to the paratroopers. Grab the southern fuel. Steering ponies for the paratroopers. Dropping away from Medic. Need to retreat those steering ponies now before they get wiped. Buksuk! Buksuk! Down to one man. Ah, Scheiße. I feel like it was a bit of a bad call there by Medic. Since it's so close to actually 3 packouts opening up. The machine coming from the north there. Right as the packouts are that we have, he retreats in time, they're avoiding here possible wipe on the machine and handing over to Baoliang, which would be pretty bad for Medic. Pretty bad. Still, he's got both fuel points. This is pretty good for Medic. It could definitely facilitate a fast armor push here. It's going to definitely make it hard for Baoliang to take out whatever he wants to do here. Paired with the healing reinforcing. No sign of light vehicles or tech for now. Jaeger squad number 2 up here for Medic. Adding more G33s. Truck should be setting up soon. Probably going to set up around the fuel cutoff point. There you go. Focus squad white. In fact, that was his only unit with assault rifles at that. So that's going to suck a bit as well that way. Sandbags up even northern victory point. Baoliang a bit on the back foot versus Medic and the German army. Machine gun moving up. Packouts being advanced. Schwerer Panzer could hit up there for Medic and then soon upgrade it. Maybe push some orbs on here versus Baoliang. Baoliang has yet to upgrade his paratroopers. Might be planning something there with the munitions instead. I mean, obviously might be going for some cluster bombs, though. I think the priority should be on the MGs on first. Machines about to get wiped out, by the way. Oh, save there for Medic. Trap Hunter Quarters almost done, charging at it. Oh no, he missed an opportunity to take it out with the artillery barrel. The artillery barrel is really good at taking out trucks. There we go, he's going to go for it. He's going to go for it. Punishing Medic there. A beautiful punisher that, of course. With this now being in phases, it's actually less painful than it used to be, but still, punishing Medic there, for letting up the Scrap Hunter, causing a bit of awkward spots, going to delay the tech, and significantly throw off Medic's field advantage otherwise. So, good play there, Baoliang, definitely punishing perhaps a slightly overconfident Medic here. Always be mindful of how you place these ones, and, you know, remember to just cancel them if they come under fire like that. In particular, around Pathfinders, and again, their artillery is actually quite good at knocking out trucks like that. In this case, particularly once they're damaged. So, good work there. That's great work there for Medic. Again, it has been made cheaper now, so it's not a significant loss as it used to be. But it's still going to suck for Medic. It is still going to suck, and he's going to replace that. Going for the southern fuel pond again. Major out there for Baoliang, so it looks like he's going to be able to push out the first tank. Jaegers could take out the paratrooper squad. Still not upgraded, of course. Definitely not happening now. In this case, though, ended up being a good move by the way. He didn't upgrade them, so he had the munition for that artillery strike. Otherwise, he would not been able to take it out there, in which case Medic would not have had punish. So, obviously, that is certainly a line of consideration to have there. Of course, you should always bank your opponent being that lax. But it is, again, something to keep in mind. Probably something you should always point out, and it's not just cluster bombs, but these artillery abilities that you may want to keep munitions open for at times. In this case, the paratroopers actually survived, so that's pretty lucky there for Baoliang. So on the fuel pond almost used again. And it's worth again noting Medic has been really good at harassing the fuel pond in 9 Baoliang fuel. Seen with his setback, he's actually not that far behind. Or at least lost that much momentum. Machine about to get wiped out, possibly. We got triple Jaegers out there by here from and getting a wipe. Though hard to say where. Looks like in the south. Racing squad, or possibly the Major. Yeah, the Major went down in the dirt. Executed by German infantry. Follows with the re-echelons. Bahnhof can either be quick move or grenade assault. Jaegers in the center needs to retreat before they get annihilated by Baoliang's pack howitzer. Forcing healing. Truck number 2 in more or less the exact same spot as the first one. Medic certainly having a good sense of humor there. Jump out eventually for 18 kills. Quite dangerous chaps at that level. It's mostly basically that tier 3, then tier 4, and tier 5 doesn't really add like any serious combat ability. Still, Medic here exerting really good map control versus Baoliang. Truck almost done, and they can upgrade it further. Need to treat that Foster squad that's going to get wiped there. Yeah, imagine if he hadn't, been forced to rebuild it all or not, he might be able to now go for Panther 4 here in Austin versus Baoliang. Jaegers versus Lieutenant here. I think he needs to retreat the Jaegers or pop a grenade assault. But so far, it is worth noting he's actually yet to use the infiltration tactics once. Oh dear, the Strong Pioneers! Ah! He really keeps pushing them to the very limits. And somehow he keeps not getting punished for this somehow. That is some ridiculous luck their medics having. Like, absolutely, absurdly ridiculously lucky. But there you go. Shroud Panther quarters fully authorized. Could consider some orbits done. You likely won't. But at this point, I'd probably recommend a Panther 4. He's seen the Major. And he's not that far ahead on fuel anyways. Timing-wise, he didn't go for the Panther 4 first. That's not to say an Ostwind later on would be a bad idea. But for now, I think he needs a Panther 4 in case Baoliang pushes for armor out. Otherwise, the Ostwind is going to be in a bad place because Medic himself has no anti-tank weapons, no Raketenwerfers, no Panzerschrecks. Nothing. And most he's got Panzerfausts, and that's it. I'm not even the good ones, more like the Uncle Heinz's off-brand party Fausts. Jaegers versus the Lieutenant here. Ooh, bit of a hit there. Brighton advancing the centre against MD-14 and the Jaegers. MD-34, not 42. Oh, my apologies, I made it sound like that. Flanking the Lieutenant, troops are halted quite nicely. Losing the northern field point here to Baoliang. Baoliang's going to be able to push out for tank first to Spartan again. Medics fuel control, of course, partly it's just Oberkommers has to expend more resource towards tech. At least towards getting out medium tank fast. Partly because it's more expensive, but also just losing that Schwer Panther like it did really did not do Medic any favours either. But there you go. Much is great luck, Baoliang, for whatever reasons, decides this is the time to go for a Greyhound at the 17-minute mark. God damn. Sarge, go for a Greyhound. No, that's the captain's job. You're right, Private Carl. I'll go for a Greyhound rather than a tank. God damn, Captain. Yeah. Like, I don't know. Just the timing for it is a bit strange. Particularly going to go on for a Sherman tank instead. Prepare to the retreating right past the Falcon squad. Not enough munitions to say attempt an infiltration attack on the tree path. Obviously, could actually have maybe a wipe there, since lots of grenades tend to be quite good at that as well. A bit like how S-mines are also quite good in a tree path at wiping units, though, of course. With S-mines, you don't have to time them correctly, you just lay them down. With the grenade assault, obviously, some timing is required. But there you go. He is going for the Flak Panther here, probably emboldened by the Greyhound there. In this case, yeah, sure. That can work, though part of me probably would recommend the Panther 4 anyways, but you know, technically it's not wrong to then go for the Oscar when your opponent decides, you know what, I'm not going to go for Sherman at the 17-minute mark because I'm too cool for tactics school. Return there, routed. Bazooka team finding that the Raketenwerfer Sturmpani aces moving in. They're granting the reactions with ease. Greyhound nearby. And there you go. Ostwind Flak Panzer out for Medic and for the 1st SS Panzer to be shown. Pathfinders versus the Jaegers. Where will the Ostwind go? Of course, need to be careful with it. Shouting northwards here, rather than taking a few hits from the Flak Panzer. In theory, at least, none of the shots actually hit. Machine gun then being routed by the Ostwind, and it's 30mm flak. One of them was Flak Panthers based off the Panther 4 chassis. Also the least produced number of them, but admittedly, none of the versions really produced in large numbers. The one that's produced the most is actually the Mobile Wagen with roughly a bit over 100. Which either had a flak feeling or the 30mm flak by the key element. So that one was the turret actually had sides falling down to flak around targets. So it was actually a bit more exposed in that sense. Overall, though, anti-aircraft tanks were just never really built in any large number for like any army. They're most like, you know, 100 to 200, and usually also not handed out in large numbers either to any division. The vast majority of anti-aircraft weapons of the self-propelled kind were basically trucks or half-tanks. But there you go, almost losing the flak panzer here. Pretty risky call again of a medic. He definitely seems to play his hand pretty aggressively at times. About to lose the pack out there, but definitely something to risk using the Ostwind here. Again, not entirely sure he pushed it that far. Almost got the ground there, sending the Ostwind. Close one there for medic, but he can't keep just relying on his absurd luck so far. At some point, it's not going to work out for him. Like with the Schwerpanzer called as number 1. Oh wait, flak panzer will get repaired fast enough and give Baoliang definitely an issue if he doesn't, you know, run into the bazookas all the time. And of course with this, Baoliang doesn't have the paratroop bazookas, which are really good. They do perform a bit better with some extra bonuses. Like increased damage and penetration. Sherman away there for Baoliang. Blackpan thinks up. Of course, medic getting away with the pack out is pretty good for medic though. That's a definite problem for Baoliang. A, he lost his artillery. B, the Germans scouted his artillery. Rather than being hosed by the Jaegers, but the Jaegers themselves are getting hosed even harder. Need to retreat them soon and probably have the pack out to find those chaps instead. Also reinforce it. MG-54 on the way here for medic. Osman almost good to go here once more for medic and for the first SS. Meanwhile, Baoliang in the second army begin to haul in another Sherman tank. Well, actually a Sherman tank. Realising that perhaps something a bit more heavily armoured and armed than Greyhound's going to be needed against the Germans. Paratroop hunting on the flank. There we go. Nice ambush on the Ostwind. Pushing ahead here. Going for the Pathfinders. No, but they're upgraded to Pathfinders. Close veterans one on the flak panzer. Need to careful, of course, with the Ostwind. He can't keep hoping his opponent keeps going for Greyhounds. He actually needs to start worrying about, there we go, a Sherman tank. And there's a good chance the Ostwind does not make it back home this time around. Particularly, we've got the paratroopers about there, which of course is going to fire more rockets into the side of the flak panzer. There we go, Ostwind down. Medic is suddenly short in armor. Baoliang is not. He's got one leg cannon there to help deal with that. Also reinforcing the pack outer. Very good. So a bit of a blow there to medic. Again, had this been less delayed, I know again the flak pan might have been an idea, but in the end he probably should have gone for a Panzer IV. But that's that. Paratroops hunting about. Then no, this is only the ambush, the paratroop support unit that can actually sort of camouflage themselves. The regular ones from airborne cannot. These are the silent eagles that don't scream. But obviously less glamorous name. We got the pair of Path Jaegers, there's the rifleman. A Sturm Pioneer squad heading southwards for the victory point there. We got 473 to 241. Baoliang stepping behind here. Medic in terms of victory points. Definitely needs to be mindful of that. Got hit with the KMF on the rear of the Sherman. Slowly approaching a Panther IV for medic. Of course, it could be a bit bold to try and go for the Panther, but Panther IV probably the safest move. Also, the Rearland Rifle Pop Chant with the Center MU-54 sitting up just in time to try and halt the American advance here from Baoliang. Machine gun that's getting hammered here rather heavily. Packard firing down Death. I believe at the machine gun nearby. Machine gun white, that's another blow there to medic from Baoliang. Gun 440 to 241. Baoliang charging at the center, got the Jaegers nearby. Folks in the north could try grenade assault here. No infiltration tactics here. Oh, there we go. But not by the Jaegers, which much closer activities, I think, more to easily disrupt the machine gun run off with. And the folks squad got white as well. Yikes. Things starting to fall apart here for medic. Seems like more and more mistakes are slipping up. Again, he must be really confident in his luck, and it's just very much biting him in the ass like a bear trap. Jaegers around the centre victory point, jump housing northwards. Sherman on the move. Panther on the way for medic and the First SS Panzer Division, back here reinforcing for Baoliang. He's definitely starting to get ahead of Medic, and that's definitely starting to be a problem for Medic. He still has a lot of victory points to give off, so if he can suppose play it cautiously and smartly, he might be able to turn around again, regain momentum versus Baoliang, but he definitely needs to preserve his units a bit better. Like, he's playing, I think, a high-stakes game a bit too much here. Kind of on the way there. Oh, nice pack out it, actually punching right through the front llama there. Panther 4 almost done there for Medic. Greyhound standing about here. There you go, Panzerkampfwagen 4 aus von Jod out for Medic. Another shell away there for Baoliang for freedom, democracy. Again, with hanging back here. Fixing up the schwerer Panzerabquartier there. Folks, the Jägers here was the rifle squad. MD34 there as the advancing Volkskommandiers. Jägers, Panzer moving in here though. Paintball machine behind as well there for Medic. Very good. Sehr good. Gonna go for that Greyhound. Another Schwärmen up for Baoliang. Medic may want to consider Jagdpanzer or a Panther to back up the Panther force, all these Shermans. And possibly any other armor that Baoliang might go for. In particular, goes for a tank destroyer. He may need a Jagdpanzer to really match that firepower wise. Ooh, could get the machine gun back. He almost got it, in fact. Down to one man. And he gets it. Ooh, paratroops hit a mine. There's several casualties inflicted. Still, Baoliang really isn't a good position right now as Medic. And Medic is definitely having a harder time breaking. But there you go. Almost got the paratrooper squad. They got the bazooka, but... oh, they get away. Plus one of those champs advancing here. Panther falling back, half filled. Lieutenant advancing in through the centre as well. Pack cards are clear. Oh, that's actually the Kedden with not a pack card. The pack cards are still safely behind here. 7 kills. Close actually to eventually 2. Nice thing for Medic. Less grand for Baoliang. The Kedden on the way. He's going to go after that pack card to destroy it. Deny it to Medic and the Germans. In fact, that's about to look like a wipe. Yes, indeed. Sherman getting veterans 1 Panther from the north. Risky move here, but he obviously wants to see if he can't preserve that pack out versus Baoliang. And Baoliang very much reacting the way the Medic hoped by switching his attention to the Panther 4 and ignoring the pack character. Still, he needs to fix it up safely. Northern Victim thinks he's got the Graham wing up. MD4 on his own. Need to retreat soon. A lot of action, a lot of intensity here. Big push there by Baoliang's infantry. Pack cards recruited by a few plucky Volksgrenadiere. Panther 4 halfway down there. Greyhound falling back in the north. Trying to get that Kedden over Baoliang is not allowing that to happen. Panther woman from the north, engaging the rifle, shoots and misses. Looks like, yep, Baoliang makes off here with Medic's Kedden Alpha. And the damaged Panther 4 suffers a damaged engine, further adding to its complications at the moment. Machine gun there, hard at work. And there you go, pack cards about to deliver a barrage of death there right into Baoliang's forces. Probably the machine gun there's going to be the target. There we go. Up north ground here moving in. Slowly scouting ahead there. Even popping out. Ooh. If Medic or painting might actually be able to pop up the crew there, but there you go, moves in and pops them. Forces in retreat. But it wouldn't funny me like he just wiped the crew there, or at least killed them so they couldn't have to fix it up there. That'd been amusing for Medic. Obviously, less great for Baoliang. Beautiful back to Panther 4. Kenov setting up. Good to see Sherman knocked out. Here we go. Tilly called in the cluster bombs on the huge agglomeration now of infantry and supportment from Medic. Very good. There, even the Panther 4's in trouble. As while cluster bombs won't do any damage, it will stun it. In this case, it dodges it, but the machine gun Kenov crew, not so much. Great punish there by Baoliang. Great punish. Tanya being hammered by the Schwer punted quarters. And the Panther 4 plus 22 there. And a white small win there for Medic versus Baoliang. Baoliang could soon go for another Sherman. He could go for the Jackson. And Medic would definitely force them to go for Jagdpanzer. Just have something to match in terms like firepower. Back here, reinforcing healing for Medic. Bit more healing reinforcing there for Baoliang. Panzer campaign fading northwards, 11 kills, eventually 2. Pathfinder's gonna be in trouble. There we go. They do get to cut off the fuel there, slowing down medics' fuel income here. Pushing the centre again, machine guns infantry assembled. Need to be careful about another cluster bomb strike. It also has a relatively low cooldown. On top of being cheap for an otherwise potent and fast reacting anti-infantry artillery strike. I mean, obviously it's an air bomb strike, you know, kind of like artillery in terms of like pure game mechanics. Panther, they're bouncing a shot for the Kholodny here. He might want to advance the pack out a bit closer, there's a bit more effective range. Meanwhile, though, Baoliang is just enjoying great control. In fact, he's now far ahead of, oh, not far ahead, but he's ahead of Medic now in terms of victory points. Medic can soon go for the Jagdpanzer. Baoliang could go for another German, again, or a Jackson. He could also try Scots, obviously, but well, I'm not entirely a huge fan of that here. Another cluster bomb here. This one, yeah, I'll straight on the support ones again. Allowing him to push up with the Shermans. Good timing. Great use of the ability there. It is still quite powerful despite him being like nerfed, I think, at this point at least a couple of times. It still reacts incredibly fast. It's still very difficult for like the opponent to get out of there in time. And again, it's just so cheap as well when you compare with the other artillery strikes, which just do not react with the same speed. Here, Kholodny trying to stop the advance. Obviously it works, but as you might notice, bit of a difference there in like speed and also cost. Jaegers up north being routed by the Greyhound. Good push there by Baoliang. Obviously more impressive barrage, but I don't know, doesn't matter if the opponents run away. And there's only one thing I've been pondering, if maybe they need to like overhaul all of the artillery strikes, at least in terms of cost. Like they're not saying to make no better, but I mean some of them for their cost definitely feel very overcosted. Like this could easily cost 100 munitions and still be fine, you know, considering how slow it is. But this one is just like so fast and cheap and effective. It's a bit strange. And it's Jackson went for Baoliang. So yeah, that's definitely gonna, I think, force Medic here to have to go for Jagdpanzer. Like Panther could work, but a second Panther, I feel like right now with all the firepower that Baoliang as a raid would be a bad call. Like he needs something to like threaten the Shermans and the Jackson a bit better. Machine gun being hammered, Packard's landing as hit, I guess. 155 to 241. He needs to focus a bit more on the sides. I feel like he's getting a bit time-wasted in the centre as well. Though, of course, Baoliang, I think, to an extent, is forcing this by constantly attacking here. And Medic is going for another Panther 4. Definitely not a fan of that. I mean, it's not going to be impossible to Panther 4s, but I feel like a Jagdpanzer would just be the safer and wiser pick versus Baoliang's current force composition. Obviously, Jackson can match its range, but, like, you know, Medic might have a better chance of picking off some of the Shermans and then isolating the Jackson, which point and then sort of hammer it down. Got him like Kholodny, but there's Kholodny there. Panther might get the ground up north. Would be a small win there for Medic here with Baoliang. Almost got it, but really should be going for a Jagdpanzer and not the second Panther 4. Almost got there. Eventually, 3 Panther 4 here. Oh, misses. About to lose the Panther 4 as well as the Combat Blitz. Good, good, good. Gets the Greyhound. But it was very close to losing his Panther 4. Need to fix that fast. And there goes second one out. You got 126 with 241. Got right here versus the pack cards. Pack cards been bled out again. Cluster bombs once more. Up on my Kholodny from north by the Strap Hunter. Of course, looks going to make a move for it. Try and finish it off here again. My Kholodny, if it does not move, gets hammered. Got Kholodny up. And further worth noting here what Baoliang is actually doing here. He's moving in the Sherman first because there's a quirk with the Strap Hunter. Cause you can't order it to fire, and it will always fire at the same target whatever engages it first. So by doing this, basically use the Sherman as bait, meaning he can move troops and other stuff there to, like, you know, engage the Strap Hunter if we want to, and he just fire. And there you go, switch over to the other Sherman. So again, like Kholodny, if needed from nearby, as long as they don't get too close, actually perfectly safe. This is a bit of a problem there for Medic, since he's now just going to lose the Strap Hunter because he just fire everything at it, and again, like, he just barely takes any damage from it. So, good move there by Baoliang, good tactics and how to deal with the Strap Hunter cores, exploiting again how it works to easily deal with it with a lot of bazookas, which can then easily deal with it because again they don't have to worry about getting fired at it. Going for another Sherman here to replace one lost. So right now, Medics obviously got a bit of an issue. He's got no spare Panther Corps, he's got 2 Panther Force, and his opponent just can keep churning up tanks at him. Like, he got some kills here, and this is obviously not a complete loss here for Medic, but the situation definitely got a lot harder for him. A lot tougher and a lot more challenging. We'll have to see what he goes from. In one option could maybe be King Tiger, and a lot of people like going for the Mechanized Regiment, maybe toss in some Pumas, maybe use those to say hunt down the Jackson, while the Panther will deal with the Sherms, then focus down the Sherms with the Pumas. That could be an option. Could maybe cost-wise work out for Medic, and could also open up the path for the King Tiger down the road, or of course you could just go for another Sphere Panther Corps. Cluster bombs here again. This one seems a bit excessive, but I'm guessing he's trying to slow down Medic's return to the carve point and then get more fuel again. And again, like, it's so cheap you can actually do it for that. Like, 110 munitions is for, you know, again, very good at his strike, largely nothing. Again, there's a reason why a lot of American players like using it all the time, because it is cheap and effective. Machine gun here versus Jaegers and another machine gun. That machine gun did not win. So we got a 3 Panther 4 and a regular one there, and of course we get that 53, that'd be also great there for Medic. We got 90 versus 241, pushing north here, Ralph's got routed. 3 Panther 4 up, falling back, and the south going for the victory point there. Shoots there, penetrates the Sherman's frontal armor. Need to fix up the Panther 4. Jaeger's moving about. Ooh, not ordered up the came to not shoot at infantry. Medic, I think, needs to find knowledge to engage Baoliang, and Baoliang, of course, needs to just keep baiting Medic into really bad engagements. We got 86 to 241. Situation for Medic remains rough. Jaegers are definitely doing some heavy lifting, in particular that first squad there with 30 kills. Jump has also done quite good with 21 kills, about to lose the Panther 4 there. Putting it back swiftly. 33 Panther was the Sherman, almost got it. Paratroop charging heading to the Sturm Pioneers. Being hosed down, in fact being annihilated by the Ace Paratroop. Sturm Pioneers, there you go, great work. Definitely a bit of blow there to Baoliang, underestimating just how powerful the Sturm Pioneers are. Plus, Jaegers nearby probably, you know, also helped quite a bit on that one. Situation is mildly stable here for Medic, but it's not really improved. We got another Sherman weather for Baoliang. Need to fix up those Panther 4s. Could also consider picking up that bazooka. Panzerkampfwagen 4 halfway done. In the south, we got the Ponder being seized. We got the Sherman about here for Baoliang. Grab a northern victory point. Up north, the Jaegers just the rifle squad. Got a BA on those, that actually helps them out, obviously, as well. 74 points left here for Medic. Getting really dicey. At this point, he may just have to like rush in some Pumas just behind himself with some light anti-tank assets, you know, that can sort of flank the arm while the Panther 4s do most of the heavier lifting. Almost got the Sherman here. Could possibly take it out there. Also very close to 54. There we go, in fact, hits it. But forced to back off here. I think he made the right call there. He's at least not relying more on his luck anymore, which was definitely a thing that cost him a lot of units and could have cost him a lot more faster. Again, he wasn't that lucky in those times. Another cannon from there for Medic, and the south troops advancing in for the Sun victory point. Big push here from the north from Rifle Squad, Panther to open up on them. In the south there, held back by MU-34. There we go, Rifle Squad's routed. 13 kills on the Panzerkampfwagen 4. Jackson shoots, misses. I kept looking at the Jackson, pushing it back. Panther 4's going for a blitz maneuver, but without the other Panther 4s. Well, I think this is a bit of a bad call there. I think Medic realizes this. 50 points left for Medic and for the Germans. Panther 4 down to half health. Needs to get out of there now. Almost got the kidnapper there, though. Meanwhile, looks like Baoliang is planning something in the north. He's just looking to get them out of there. Hard to say. Nope, well, he's got 3 Shermans and a Jackson. And then he's got 2 Panther 4s. Might get the MG there. In the south, he's going to send 1 Panther 4 to help clear up the machine and open up the southern victory point here for him. Jaeger's taking casualties, dropping the BAR in return. There's some enemy field right here with the Panther 4. Half-8 of it need 2. Still nothing going on the base there. We got 39 versus 234. Machine gun slowly advancing. Pushing the north here by the Shermans, fixing up at the same time. Ooh, actually killed some of the crew. They can't crew the Sherman up. That's a bit lucky there for Medic, though. In this case, the question is, can I actually exploit this? And I think the answer to that might be 9. It would be great if it could. Yeah, troops moving in. They're just going to crew the Sherman instead. Jackson moving up as well. Slowly advancing up the Panther 4 as well there. Oh dear, Panther 4 so close, so close, so close. Scheiße! There's a good chance now losing the Panther 4 down to less than a quarter of health. Plus bombs called in. The Kev's going up. Jackson gets the almost ace Panther 4. The Panther 4 getting rid of 2. And now the rest of the armor is being improved there. Even the Sherman there. Crewed up by some resistance is dead. Panther 4 there being stunned up by the cluster bombs. Everything there got murdered here. Jackson almost got the Panther 4. But no, may have to fall back here. Sturm Pani's barely got out of the collapsing house in time. Medic is in a really bad place now. He's going for another Kedmaffer, but he's lost the Panther 4. He's got no tanks left. Meanwhile, Baoliang has 3 Shermans and a Jackson. Like, the only thing Medic really is going from now is the infantry. Still a significant edge there, but he can't really leverage it easily versus all these Shermans. Again, this is not going great there for Medic. That was a bad actually the assault there, which Baoliang was able just to slap back. Troops are healing and forcing. Around the northern fuel here. Healing and forcing. And we're going to try away there for Medic. Now the truck, we'll have to see what it goes for. Will it be another Shrap Hunt calls with the mechanized regiment? What will Medic try for here? We've got 35 versus 210 though. The situation is looking pretty grim for Medic and the first SS Panzer Division. His forces battered, his men bruised. His opponents numerous. And here's another Shrap Hunter. Quart's going to try for another piece of medium armor here. He is certainly an ambitious man, that Medic. But will it be enough? Anyways, Sherman's charging in here. Bypassing the Ken could also just throw down smoke and just fire into it. Jackson joining in as well, alongside the Ken effort. Drum points left here. Artillery called in by Medic. 50 guy they could get taken out. Yep, gets it. 35 versus 196. There's an advancing and being snapped up with the Jaegers. Got the machine gun joining in the fun as well. Assault didn't quite go as well there. Again, probably could have thrown down some smoke. The Shermans think they've gone a lot better. Cluster bombs called in here, right in the midst of Medic Center, forcing a retreat here. And there we go. Got Kevin for white. Machine gun almost taking that as well. Picks up the Shermans. And we got a ground here as well for Baoliang. Going for the southern victory point as now Medic's forcing everything around the center. Almost getting the Jackson. Got the kid there for close one. 35 to 185. Almost got the southern victory point. There we go. Sherman's good to go again here. Looks like Baoliang might be ready to deliver a killing blow here versus Medic. Grand moving in there. Probably could cluster bomb it. And there you go. Routed. Doesn't even do that. Need it. Almost got the sun victory point. Shermans on the move from the north. The Jaegers being swarmed and wiped by the Shermans. And the Ken cleared out here. I think this is the end for Medic and for the Germans. His entire front line is now collapsing like a Wet hazard cards. Kenneth is wiped. No one there. About to go down. And there you go. Medic surrenders. A loss for the German army. Victory for America. Freedom, democracy. A brutal fight here. Baoliang at times in a bit of a tight spot. But in the end, Medic showed confidence and slightly, I think, peculiar strategic choices. I think ended up giving Baoliang just the opening he needed to push back. But Medic was just now able to recover from that. And to come up with a counter-attack to maybe sort of regain him the fight there. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. I've learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Tell a friend, tell a family. Don't tell enemies. This is Pearl Linking Cheese. Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.